Hi, and welcome to Totally Unpolished Workouts. You're probably Carly, and you're watching this, what I made, because you asked me to. If you're not Carly, then also welcome, but I'm somewhat confused. Anyhow, I am starting to teach online on Monday, so I'm treating this as a hello me trying to teach to camera. And I don't know, if you want to follow along with some workouts, I'm totally game, but I thought I first just explain my framework and kind of why I do it and introduce some maybe odd exercises or weird ones or ones where I want you to be extra careful because they're extra odd. So yeah, I think this is going to be like a first video, and I think it can be like an assessment of kind of where you're at and what you want to work on. Because I think like the deal with circus conditioning or any sort of conditioning is that like you should do your usual like squats and push-ups and pull-ups and all that sort of stuff, but also I don't know, really work on strengthening like muscle groups and getting more range of motion in areas where you feel restricted or where you're gonna work on it. So I'm gonna try to pull all of that into my regular conditioning. So I guess like a first disclaimer. Well, I have a few disclaimers. One, I'm not a professional, so be careful with what you're doing. Two, a lot of this is aspirational for me as well because I haven't really been working out much, recovering from an injury and a lot of other world shit. And I'm also currently quite sore, so even things that I can do, I may not be able to do. But my usual flow is as follows. We have one warm up. Wait, I have it. Warm up. Yeah. I hate warm up. Warm up is very annoying. I hate jumping jacks. I hate jumping of all sorts of things. I don't really like running. I suck at warm up, which is why I injured myself. So now what I'm doing is I kind of put on music. I put on dance videos. I really like studio dance videos because it's popular music that I know. And also there's a lot of like live cheering going on, so it kind of feels like you're with people and it's a lot of fun. And then you can kind of get inspired to try out different things. I'm like working on this side body roll right now, which is totally gonna fail, but it's supposed to look like that, which I don't know, hopefully is kind of nifty. Anyways, so you can get inspired. There's music, you get blood going, and then you don't injure yourself later. And I like to do that for at least like 5 to 10 minutes or whatever I'm in the mood for. Then I do abs. Because you always have to do your core. And also, if I didn't warm up that well during my warm up video, abs are kind of a low key kind of warm up. I use this app called the Six Pack Promise. This is what it looks like. And you can kind of set what level of extra, like, ability you're at currently and what kind of things you have around the home. If it's like a pull-up bar or like a tennis ball, etc. So you can shuffle through different workouts. And there's also a program that I followed for a couple of weeks, but then it required a lot more equipment that I had, so I dropped that. But it's a really nice way to kind of just get like 5 to 7 minutes of an ab workout. There's like some rests in between. And there's a lot of variety of exercises that hit like both lower abs and upper abs and like obliques, and oftentimes your shoulders, which makes me realize my shoulders are pretty weak. Anyways, that's abs. So that's 2. Then kind of 3 and 4, I'm gonna talk about them a bit separately today, maybe, but they're all the same. There's like your regular conditioning, which is like the squats, push-ups, dips, etc. And then, so just kind of conditioning. And then in the rotation, I generally add some extra things based on what I want to work on a day and what isn't sore. And a lot of those are kind of circus specific things, kind of getting to my side butt or hamstrings or my upper back, which I know I need to build a lot more strength in and want to kind of bring it to the conditioning. But let's say if I was stretching splits the day before or doing back bends, then certain parts might be sore, so I'm going to go easy on them during the conditioning. And then 4 is like, I'm not skill related stuff that I get really tired from, and I kind of want to put at the end of my workout that after that I'm really done. And it's generally like holds, it's handstand holds, it's like L sits, like just the stuff that you do and then you feel really tired, but sometimes accomplished. So I like to put that in the end. And then depending, like if the top part went really well and I feel very energetic, I can turn 4 into just more of a workout, like stuff. But then if I'm tired, I don't really get there. So what I try to do and kind of be really flexible and with the kind of 3 is that I have a list of exercises that I do, and it's kind of a cycle, and then I just do all of them once for a certain number of reps, or sometimes as many reps as I can pull out, and then I do the whole cycle a couple of times, and sometimes as much time as I have if I'm doing it before another meeting or something, or until I can do no more. So the basics are, let me see, there's squats, and then there's pull-ups, push-ups, and dips. I do more kind of upper body stuff here. And then I feel like a lot of my other lower body stuff ends up with the exercises that I want to work on. And I think these are pretty self-explanatory, except for maybe the squats, because like I just do one-legged squats, and I feel very strongly about them because they don't only, like, it's not just like the squatting, it's the stabilizing. One thing that I found, like, in circus and overall, is like the importance of the small stabilizing muscles and kind of having to push all of your weight out while stabilizing on one leg is very painful, which I'm taking it means it's very good. So I just kind of like want to show you how I do it and maybe some of the modifications, and hopefully I'm going to be able to do it right now. Because I understand that that's for a lot of people, and that's also, they have different limitations that make it more difficult for them to do one-legged squats, but I encourage you to try. So, is the main thing that I think is a problem for a lot of people is the lack of mobility in the ankle. So once they're down here, it's very difficult for them to stabilize. Another thing that can be difficult is actually to hold this leg up at the same time as a proper pistol squat. So I do like to kind of grab this foot to make it a bit easier, but if you're trying to squeeze a lot of workouts at the same time, holding this leg up is okay. If your ankle mobility makes it difficult for you to actually stabilize yourself here and push up, like putting something under your heel might work, whether it might be a rolled up yoga mat or some socks. I think socks are kind of slippery, but let's see. Having something under your heel is going to make it easier to balance and easier to push up. So if you don't feel like you have the strength to push all the way up and down, just working on lowering into it, I think can be really productive. So if you start from up here, grab your foot, just lower down as slowly as possible, and try not to flop. So that's the squats. Again, if mostly focusing on the ankle mobility and kind of building the strength to push up. I try, like generally at the beginning of the workout, I can do maybe like 2 or 3 in a row on one side and then switch sides. As I progress with the workout, sometimes I have to switch from like one foot to another after one rep. But then one thing that I like to do is kind of develop that into also stretch. A lot of what I do is kind of trying to do a lot of just mobility and active stretching together. So for example, let's say you're here, you go down, full, then you go up, you can turn that into stretch and slowly lower down. So you're also working on kind of controlling that foot coming down. So with the push-ups, I do like to go through a range of like how wide my arms are, either within the same set, or some I do like narrow ones as far as many as I can do, and then go into wider push-ups or diamond push-ups, or kind of do one set, the other set. I do think variation is important here, and I do, like, as I get to, like, as 10 reps get easy, I think, and I mean, it's cool to be able to do, like, 20, 30 push-ups, etc., but oftentimes I like getting things done quickly and also building strength, so once I am very comfortable with 10, I do like to start getting my legs up, so I'm getting more weight in my push-up. If I kept saying pull-ups, it's kind of the same thing. I do like mixing chin-ups, kind of parallel chin-ups, I don't know what they're called, and actual pull-ups. A lot of those are quite difficult for me, still, especially the pull-ups. So I might use this to kind of help myself a bit. I'm not sure if I'm going to go and record out because my pull-up bar is in my bathroom. Or sometimes just jumping up and lowering slowly down. So that's kind of where I'm at with those, and I feel like this is going to get really long. I'm going to stop here, and then in case I really screw up something next, I'll just have like 2 separate videos and I can re-record the other one. I'll see you right back.